Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Trust Driven Insights podcast. I'm your host, as always, Dr. Josh Satterlee, and it's my pleasure today to be joined by my favorite acupuncturist in America, because I do love our Jess Reynolds up in Canada, but in America, and that is Michelle Grasek. Michelle, how are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Michelle, I'm very excited. I was very excited to meet you a few months ago, and we shared some funny moments and some good experiences. But for those listening, can you give everybody an insight where you're from and kind of what day-to-day life looks like for you?
Sure, yeah. So I am a practicing acupuncturist in upstate New York. I have a practice with one associate. And so I practice part-time. And then I am a marketing strategist. And I've been doing that for about 11 years in the wellness industry, mostly teaching marketing to other acupuncturists. I have a podcast called Acupuncture Marketing School, and I teach an online program of the same name.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess because the story with like often these marketing schools and business schools and whatnot are you got out, started a practice, and you realize, oh my God, I don't know anything and I need to learn everything. And you never want anybody else to ever feel like that again. Is that accurate or did you have a
Kind of.
background in marketing or something else?
I do not have a background in marketing. My undergrad degree was bio with a minor in English literature. So,
Sure.
so I've certainly been using that literature minor an awful lot in the past,
Yeah.
I don't even know, 20.
Don't worry. I don't think that I would say that English literature as a degree probably has the lowest utilization rate of except for teachers and in high school teaching English lit. No one else seems to use it for the literature part.
No one's asking me about Jane Austen like on
Yeah.
the streets. So
No. But hey, one of the valedictorians for my Cairo class had a master's in art history.
cool.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
she was awesome.
So I sort of have that path to teaching marketing, but I got very lucky in the beginning of my acupuncture practice, and a marketing mentor sort of fell into my lap. So I ran a Groupon. I think I had been in business maybe 4 months, and I definitely had no idea what I was doing. I was just sitting by myself in my office, and I was like, I need bodies in this clinic. So I ran a Groupon, which I do not recommend, but it was 15 years ago, and Groupon was all the rage.
Yeah.
So this woman purchased a couple packages from the Groupon, and one of my specialties is cosmetic acupuncture still. I absolutely love it. So she had, I think, 4 sessions of cosmetic acupuncture, and we get to the end of her Groupon, and she says to me, I have a proposition for you. And I'm like, oh. She's like, I love this acupuncture stuff, but I don't want to pay for it, but I'd like to continue. And I'm like 25 years old. I'm like, I have
Yeah.
no idea where we go from here.
Right. This is like red flag after red flag. I have a proposition. I don't want to pay. I like
Right?
you're like,
Oh my God,
how
Deb,
is this
where is the
possibly gonna
new
recover?
Yes. So then she said that she used to work in marketing and she wanted to help me. And so her proposition was she wanted to do a trade for cosmetic acupuncture and marketing for my practice because she could tell that I had zero marketing. Like I had nothing except for the Groupon. And
Yeah.
I, at first, was kind of afraid. Like everyone else, I felt very intimidated by marketing. I had almost no marketing education in acupuncture school.
Yeah.
And here's this like crazy enthusiastic person
Yeah.
in my office who's just like, take my hand and we're going to run into the sunset. Like that's Deb's vibe. She's so effervescent. So I was like, yes. And we did that trade for 3 years. So I gave her cosmetic acupuncture every week for 3 years. And once a month, we would meet at a local coffee shop for hours on a Saturday. And we would discuss what marketing did I do in the past month? How did it go? What did I say I was going to do that I did not end up doing? And why not? And then make a plan for the upcoming month. And Deb was really the only person that I had ever met or run into who really enjoyed marketing for its creativity. And she kind of convinced me that it didn't have to be so gross. And eventually I did realize that nobody in acupuncture, certainly, or in most wellness professions, is so lucky to have a marketing mentor who pretty much is begging them, like, let me help you, just dumped into their lap. And by the time we stopped our trade because I moved, at that point, I realized that I was sort of good to go. She'd given me this 3-year education from her
You were Danielson. You won the tournament.
and eventually I realized that I just was thinking about marketing all the time and I really enjoyed it and tried to talk to people about it from her perspective, like my, other acupuncturists. They were totally not into marketing. They were like, I don't want to have this conversation.
Yeah. I think like looking at that situation, you also stumbled upon the perfect situation because I know a lot of people hire, say, a marketing agency and they spend so much time trying to get them to understand what they do or what the advantages are and why they would choose chiropractic instead of surgery or, cosmetic acupuncture instead of Botox. And here you had a person that was like, oh no, I'm like your number one fan. Do it every week on me. So she saw the benefits and she, as a customer, was like, okay, I'm sure she was sitting there going, oh my gosh, like how does everybody not know this? This is the greatest thing ever. And so she's like, I want to help you, but I don't want to pay for my treatment either. So yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I felt extremely lucky, and we are still friends to this day. And obviously, I tell her story a lot. She gave me permission a long time ago to tell everyone that she was my patient. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. Very cool.
yeah.
Awesome. And so just we talk about building trust with patients all the time. And as I've mentioned to you, I would guess, but you can inform me if it's different, that a lot of patients have a lot of hesitation, anxiety, worry, concern coming into acupuncture, especially for something like aesthetics or non-traditional uses of acupuncture. Is that true? Am I assuming the right thing there? And how do you cut that off in the pass?
So I like to think of marketing as what are all the ways that you can remove somebody's doubts or fears or the barriers that are preventing them from making an appointment before they even bring them up, right? So like answering frequently asked questions in your marketing is huge. Just brainstorm all of them and start to answer them like on your website, in your email newsletter, in your social media. Because yes, patients, I would say maybe it's 50-50 at this point. Some people are pretty nervous about needles. And then other people are like, yeah, I read about it on the internet. I'm sure it'll be fine. And you're like, okay, thank God for the internet.
Yeah. It was funny. I had this experience the other day with our son, and my wife and I were talking about something, and he had this perspective of our a previous time we owned another business, and it was a lesson in marketing in the fact of he had filled in all the gaps that we thought we were protecting him from or we didn't want to share with him. He had filled all those gaps in with information from other sources like YouTube, friends, all this, and we're like, and that's not at all what happened. Like, what? And but I know that clients do the same thing. Like I've heard so many of them give me opinions about what chiropractic's all about or what their options are, and I'm like, what are you talking about? No, that's not at all what the plan is.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Trust Driven Insights, brought to you by TrustDrivenCare. Imagine a world where all your patient communication is in one place, seamless, effortless, and on autopilot. That's the power of Trust-Driven Care. If you're ready to streamline your practice, check out TrustDrivenCare.com and see what's possible. Trust-Driven Insights. Real conversations. Smarter care. Stronger business.